Hello. This is a movie review of Predator Badlands. We're not doing a before section because we saw the movie separately. But we have a lot of thoughts. Let's start with like overall vibes, Ethan.
Well, actually, I'd like to get into like the history of like the director and the actors.
Yeah, of course.
So, the director that made this movie made Prey. Did you see Prey?
I did not see Prey.
You did not see Prey.
The only Predator media I've seen. I haven't even seen the original Predator.
You haven't seen the original?
I've not seen the original
Yeah,
Predator.
it's a classic for a reason.
I know. I just haven't gotten around to it. So the only Predator media I'm exposed to is the animated movie that was on like Hulu or something. I forgot what it was.
Predator, Killer of something.
Killer of Killers?
Killer of Killers.
Yeah, yeah.
Called.
And that was really good. My opinion on that was it was really good until an English-speaking character showed up, and they just started spouting tropes.
Yeah, I'll speak a little bit to the first movie that I was experienced from this director, which is Prey, which came out in 2022. During like the end of COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, COVID's still going around, but like during the end of like
The lockdown.
kinda, yeah. It came out on Hulu, so I watched it on Hulu, and it was a really good movie. It follows this Native American girl during like American colonialization, and she's like, the basic premise is that like she wants to be a hunter because everybody in her family is a hunter, and they're not necessarily like, you're a girl, but like you're a little tiny bitch and you can't catch shit. And then
I'm already seeing the parallels between this and the plot of Badlands.
of Badlands. Yeah, so they do have a similar premise. It's very funny.
Yeah.
And essentially like her and her brother encounter the predator, and the predator like goes on a killing spree and like 1v1's a bear, and then,
Only one's a bear.
and then wins because it's the predator, and then kills a bunch of trappers with like a bunch, and it's super gory. And then her brother tries to fight the predator, and then the brother dies, even though the brother like throws hands with the predator for like a little bit, and and she's like, holy shit, is the brother gonna win? And then the predator kills
Yeah.
him, and then she's like, all right, I gotta lock in. And then she wins, kills the predator, and then earns her place in the tribe
By
as
killing
like
the predator.
as
Okay.
as a hunter. And that's sort of like her like, fuck, everybody's dead, or like my brother's dead.
Dude, wait. That just is the plot of Badlands. Like
Yeah, except her.
There's
Instead
some nuance.
of the brother dying at the start from the father, it's the brother dies later and
the
is
predator.
like to the predator. And
like there are definitely some differences, but like if you boil it down, it is similar.
okay.
Not the same,
and
but
this
similar.
is what made Prey better than Predator Badlands. Much like Superman,
There we go.
they bungled the ending. But that's what I thought. I thought that was the worst aspect of this movie.
Really?
Was the ending and a little bit of the start.
Interesting, because I really enjoyed the start.
Okay, so the start was very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll speak to it later, but so essentially the director made Prey. It was a really good movie. I was excited for Badlands because it's the same director, and it was good. I very much agree with the like Rotten Tomato score of 85. It's a good movie. It's a good
85's
ride.
a fair, yeah.
I enjoyed it. I am a little peeved because I'm that kind of guy who's like, we were this close. I'm that God, who's that guy from Rogue One who's like, we were this close to greatness.
Oh, the Imperial officer.
Yeah. I'm that kind of guy who's like, all right, we either got to be perfect or we don't.
No, because
and-
I'll get into it later.
And
as well.
that's a problematic view. It's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's an enjoyable movie.
So hold on, I want to preface this because I was talking about Predator Badlands to my chat on Tuesday, which kind of dates when this is being recorded. But I was talking to my chat on Tuesday.
I gotta take off my sweatshirt.
Yeah, you're good. Me and Arizim were talking to my chat, and we were giving our critiques and our thoughts. And chat was kind of like, why are you hating on the movie?
Why are
And
you
it's like,
hating?
we're not.
Critique.
No, okay, you know. Thank God you know.
You're allowed to be critical.
Yeah, no, because
Damn.
what we're doing is critiquing. We're giving points that we thought could be improved and suggestions on how we personally would improve it. Not like
As the cocky 20-something-year-olds we are,
Absolutely, yes.
that have no care in the world, and we're like, yeah, we could do it.
yeah, no,
Same
yeah.
resources, same time, we could do it.
Yeah.
No, but being critical is okay.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's we're just like because it comes out of a place of passion. Like I wanted that movie to be fantastic, and it was still good. Don't get me wrong, but it could have been phenomenal. and I want that to be stated here, that we are criticizing, we're probably going to criticize it a lot, because I have a lot of thoughts, but it comes from a place of passion, not a place of hate. And that's a thing that a lot of people screw up nowadays, but yeah, I just want to throw that out there.
I'm interested to hear your thoughts first.
Okay.
And then I can say my thoughts, and then we can go from there, having heard both.
Yeah, okay. So, let's break it down from start to finish. For the start, I personally really like the ending. I am going to say credit to Arizim for a lot of my thoughts. That sounds insane, but we do have a lot of the same thoughts. They are just better at verbalizing them, so I'm going to take a lot of stuff out of their mouth. Pause. That also didn't sound correct. So the beginning was really good. I like how they showed the weakness of Deck right off the bat between his brother being like, you're a runt, you're not physically strong enough to beat me, use the cave to fight. I think that was like the direct line of dialogue. And so that showed how Deck had to learn throughout the movie to be resourceful to overcome the challenges he's going to face later on. So his brother gets and then he gets flung off, yada yada yada, boo-hoo, his brother's dead. And we get to the planet where he's hunting the Callus, is what it's called.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I called him the Beast because I forgot the name.
Yeah. So we get I really like Deck.
Deck. D-E-K.
D-E-K. I really like Deck when he was alone. When it was just him hunting on his own and preparing and everything, I loved that. Because when he was initially when he was falling down to the planet in his ship, I was like, oh, there's no real antagonist. He's just hunting a thing. There's a driving force in his father, and his motivation to avenge his brother. But there's no real antagonist. So we're gonna have a lot of time to spend with Deck. We're gonna get like into his mind, see how he hunts, see how he interacts with this world, and see him do it at his own pace, because the movie's not really in that much of a rush. So I was looking forward to a really nice slow burn. We see him slowly hunt the Callus. He gets the kill at the end of the movie, goes back, probably kills his dad. And yeah, so I was like, oh, I'm so fucking down for that. And for the first bit, it was that he was preparing, examining his tools. We were seeing all the stuff he was going to use later on. And then he gets attacked by these tree things. They steal his stuff, so it puts him in a very precarious situation. I'm like, okay, Legos is going. I'll fuck with it. Later on, he's in this field with these exploding plants that shoot out spines when he gets close to them. And then we hear a human voice in the distance. The android. So I have issues with the android characters.
Really?
So...
Alright.
Okay, yeah, so my POV, my opinion comes from, this would have been a really cool, dialogueless, introspective hunting movie with just Deck.
No. I am also a dialogueless enjoyer.
Yeah.
'Cause it's a constraint that forces you to be as creative as you can with motion
And visual
character
storytelling.
and blocking. You have to be able to express ideas without explaining it.
Yeah.
You have to expect your audience to be smart, to be able to pick up on those clues, and you have to be smart enough in order to put those visual clues there yourself.
My issue is not with, it would have been really cool. Oh.
What's up?
I zoomed in.
You zoomed in?
My hand hit the button, hit a thing. So my issue isn't with the fact that it wasn't dialogue-less. It can have dialogue. It's just that the android, when she was introduced, was just non-stop expository stuff. It was, instead of showing the audience these things that Deck picks up on and later in the movie uses them to his advantage, she just kind of tells him what's going on all the time after she's there. Like in the next scene after he recruits her, he's hunting these bone bison, and they're in a field of glass grass. And she's like, careful, glass grass. And then he cuts himself anyway. Kind of redundant. I don't know. But that's a nitpick, obviously. That's not oh. But it's an example of they opt to have the android tell you what's happening rather than just letting Deck experience and react on his own. And if you wanted to have, because Austin told me that this was pitched as a C-3PO and Chewbacca type of story.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
And I can definitely see that inspiration. And if you want to do that, you can. Just don't make the android an exposition machine for the whole movie. And then what else? Then her sister shows up. What's the sister's name?
Sister Android?
Yeah.
Evil Android
Evil
sister?
android lady.
Evil Android lady.
So she shows up, and then it just kind of turns into a Marvel movie. Like, it turns into like kind of like Hollywood TM blockbuster. She does like an evil villain monologue kind of just out of nowhere. Not completely out of nowhere. Like, it's obvious she's like the evil
You're
bad one.
defective.
Yeah, but like it doesn't feel earned. She just kind of like shows up, captures them, and then monologues, and then dies. But it gets very predictable once the other android shows up, because it's like, oh, the good android's gonna reunite with her sister, and then they're gonna have a falling out with Deck because of like something relating to that, yada yada yada, and that isn't exactly what happened. But overall, it started to get more predictable when they added the evil android lady. That's basically like one of my biggest issues with the android characters. Like, if you wanted to have the Weyland-Yutani connection and the androids so you could do gore without killing humans, you can keep the androids, just don't make them talk.
Yeah.
Or if you want to make them talk and keep the C-3PO Chewbacca thing, don't make them an exposition machine. So my biggest critique is with the android characters. I think they could have been written better. Personally, I have no fucking clue how I would have written them better. I
got a problem. I don't know how to solve it.
No, my solution is just to remove the androids. No, because like if they clearly wanted to have that Weyland-Yutani connection to connect it to the alien universe, and what they could have done, there was a scene when Deck first fights the Kalisk, and he's in that like wreckage site where they were clearly set up to capture it themselves. You can have him walking around that and observing all of that and then looking at his surroundings. And when the Kalisk shows up, you can have him use his surroundings, yada yada, like in the original fight. And that's how you could have had the connection. And you still could have had the androids, because it's like, oh, they set up a base here, it got destroyed, they might still be around. And then when he fights the Kalisk and he gets pinned down, they can do the whole, like, they swoop in last minute and capture it. And then you can still have like the baby Kalisk character, the little monkey dude. You can still have him be a thing. And then he forms a bond with Deck. Deck realizes earlier that it's the Kalisk child, and because he formed a bond with it, he's like, we have to go save your mother now. And then you can have the same third act if you want to have the same third act. Oh, and also, this is Arizim's critique. I'm probably gonna butcher saying it, but there was like Deck learning how to form a new family. They use like a wolf metaphor. Yeah, no, that's my same sentiment.
I didn't like the found family. I don't think that's not where I saw this story going. And
No,
I don't
same.
think it wasn't like a twist kind of thing where it's like, oh, we're gonna genre switch like an Alien 2, into like a thriller survival into a found family kind of thing. It's like, that's not. They didn't do it well, in my opinion.
No, I'm with you.
It's a combination of I didn't see it going there, and they didn't take me there well.
Yeah. So the wolf metaphor, Arizim mentioned that the whole wolf and packs thing isn't like a thing that occurs in nature.
The alpha thing has been disproven. They did kind of like they kind of got into it where they're like, the alpha isn't the one that's like the strongest, it's the one that protects, going into the found family vibes. But no, alpha wolf, to the extent that I know, I'm not a biologist.
I'm not super knowledgeable either.
But
Arizim, if you're watching this, put it in the comments or something.
Alpha wolf is not a thing. The guy who wrote about it hates himself now. Like,
What?
yeah. No, from what the biologist was like, I fucked up. There's so many incels out there calling them alpha.
No.
Same story of like the Jaws author who's like, wow, people hate sharks now, even though sharks are kind of chill.
No, sharks are just kind of silly guys.
It's just a fictional story, guys. We're not gonna kill a bunch of sharks, are we? Oh.
Yeah, irreparable damage to the ocean environment.
I disagree with the android.
Really?
I think it was, the dialogue was a little on the nose. I'll give it that. It was very like, this is what this is what that is. But I think it worked kind of well in the sense that yes, you could tell a story with contextual clues. It would be a little harder. It would be a little more niche, maybe not as popular. So
Yeah, fuck the wider audience.
This some of my professors would love you. I'm also kind of a sucker for like nerdy ass logistical exponential dialogue, not exponential, expositional dialogue. It's probably the best way to do that kind of expositional dialogue is just have this like nerdy as either character or a computer, or in this case an android, exposition. In some cases it was a little much, where she was like, all right, now you're not feeding us information, you're feeding us the plots.
Yeah.
Which is a no-no, because you don't want to be fed the plot, you want to be fed information and build the plot yourself in your head as you're watching the movie. So the plot for me was essentially Deck was a weaker predator. He was the runt. He was supposed to be cold, but he was also not really that weak. In the fight at the beginning with his brother, he notices his brother's invisibility.
Yeah.
He is sensitive, quote unquote, to his surroundings, and it makes him a better predator.
Yeah.
Because he knows, and this is, in a sense, this is proven, because when his brother fights his father and his father goes invisible, he gets his ass beat. See.
Yeah.
But Deck does. Deck gets his ass beat in a one-on-one fight, but he can detect his brother. So he's weak in the sense that, yeah, he's losing these 1v1s.
Yeah, the physical strength isn't all there.
The physical strength is not there, but a predator does not rely on being a predator doesn't mean just being physically strong. It means being a good hunter.
Yeah.
And so that's really what the challenge was for Deck. He had to challenge this idea of what it means to be a good predator. And I would have loved to see that. They kind of go into it. They go into it with him landing on the planet and losing his gear, and he has to improvise. He turns into a more radical predator because he uses the android as a tool. He adapts his mentality to do that. He includes the little monkey
he works
thing.
with the environment.
At the end of the movie, he has this whole go kit with the like acid spitter alien.
I like that they did the acid spitter
and the exploding
alien thing.
caterpillars.
Yeah.
And the blow up needle plant. He adapted to his environment, and he made it work. And he proved to himself he was a good predator, but I would have loved to see that he proved that to, like, a council of predator elders. And they didn't really get into, like, the culture of what predators are, of what are they called? Yautja. They didn't get into the culture of Yautja, but what I would have loved to see is basically, at the beginning, right, his father is like, okay, we call the weak around here. Big brother, why did you not call little brother? And big brother, who's obviously he's a little sentimental, right? He's like, you saved my life. You chipped your tooth. I love you. I owe you. You're my brother. That's why I saved you. And so the older brother makes a petition to maybe a council of like Yautja elders, who's like, he deserves his hunt. He is strong. He can detect invisibility. None of us can detect invisibility, but he can because he's sensitive to his surroundings, and I think that's a strength. And then maybe there's like a side of the Yautja Council that's like super conservative, and they're like, this motherfucker's
weak as balls.
This motherfucker's advocating for non-culling, that he's weak as and then there could be this thing where like the father's like, I'm gonna kill both, and then the council comes to agreement like, okay, you kill the older brother, but we're gonna give the little brother a chance. And the little brother's got to go off and prove himself by killing the strongest thing that we know of, the beast?
The Calisk.
The Calisk.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, he would come back and he'd basically be like, okay, I lost all my shit. I lost everything. But I made use of my environment, and I killed the Calisk. But that wasn't kind of thing, because he's like, it turned into like a found family kind of thing, where he's like, I found this, I have my own clan now, and now he's killing all the other predators and mother. And a little tiny thing is that at the end, when he lands on the Yautja planet, he's in standard Yautja gear. And I hated that, because at the end of the like third act,
He's got that like wilderness type.
He's
of
got
look.
the wilderness. He's got the bone mask. He's got like vine gear on
It was
him.
a
He's
really
got
cool design.
It was a great design, and he shows up in like standard gear, like he didn't just earn that shit
No, yeah.
like a mother.
Well, because when he walked out of the
and he's
ship,
like-
Ezra and I were like,
I was like,
"What's going on
okay,
here?"
you're by it to me. It symbolized that he never changed.
Yeah.
Because he put back on the gear. He didn't change. He left the gear, and I would have liked to see him keep that gear. And they're like, "Where's your standard gear?" He's like, "I don't need it because I'm like that.
No,
I'm like
yeah.
that.
Well,
I don't need
that
it.
would
I'm
have
like
been-
that. Watch me kick these two guys' ass and then 1v1 my father who has the invisibility cloak. I don't, but I don't need it because I'm a dog.
And then I'm gonna steal it from when he's dead.
And then I'm gonna steal it from him. He's dead, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, he's the guy.
He's that
that guy.
No, it would've
Oh,
been,
he's a predator for real, for real. Maybe we gotta like ease off on the culling because like this guy we thought he was weak, but he's not. Maybe that shows something about our society. And like there'd be a progressive society, but now he's like 1v1ing every predator ever.
Yeah,
and
it's like
all right.
No, it would have been really cool to see him, one, like you said, pull up in that wilderness-inspired armor instead of the standard Yautja gear, and two, be accepted into that clan instead of having to fight the entire race, presumably.
Yeah. Camera overheated. Sorry,
We're back.
weird cut.
Yeah.
Well, you're a master at editing. You'll
It'll be
figure it.
flawless.
It'll be a seamless transition.
Yeah.
In praise, okay, because I've been critiquing.
Yeah,
this
I'm also
heavily.
gonna give some praise as well.
Action scenes were nice. I liked the predator fights were nice. The swords were nice. I think that's the first time we see those like laser swords.
Yeah, no, they haven't used those yet.
The predator tools were also nice, although I would have loved to see a predator using them. The predator did use like the spinny wrist.
He used the spinny wrist thing a lot.
He used that. He used that a couple times, but he didn't use the ice grenades, and he
didn't use his shoulder mount.
He didn't use the shoulder mount, which was a shame. But that does make sense for the type of story they were telling. I liked the leg foo. Separated
that was a
torso.
that was a
leg
very fun
foo.
segment.
That was like a weird like, oh shit, she knows kung fu with her separated torso. That's kind of cool. Good movie, yeah. Do you have any more thoughts to add?
I do have a fair amount of praise. Again, people are gonna be like, "Oh, why are you shitting on the movie?" But again, it's critique. It's critique, not hate. For the love of God, internet, please. Well, what I enjoyed about this movie, I like that Deck was like definitely heavily touched up on by CG, but was definitely practical. I think they filmed in Australia, which is really
That
funny
makes sense.
because
Yeah,
they filmed the Death Planet on Australia.
That's also kind of funny. Fitting with Australia.
Yeah. And I like that they filmed at a physical. They like flew out and filmed at like an actual location instead of just relying on green screen bullshit. Because it made like, and they opted to use practical effects when they could. And that made everything have more weight, more tangibility, more believability when he was interacting with his environment and just looking at him in general. Like his like outfit was practical. I could tell he was like very heavily in makeup. And definitely touched up by CG to make it look nicer. But it was really nice. I really like that movies are trying to pivot towards a practical mindset. The fight, yeah, like you said, the fight scenes were really good. The CG was pretty good. I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CGI was very good.
I liked that it didn't take itself super seriously and allowed Deck and all the characters to have a personality outside of what plot they're in. Like Deck was kind of goofy towards the end when he was like, "It's the Callous Child. Look at this." Like I did kind of like that he had a little, like a bit of a personality. And like when he fucking set that explosion off behind him to like summon the Callous or whatever, and it went off behind him and he was like, "Oh," I thought that was like stupid as shit, but it was fun. I could tell they were having fun with it.
He's like, I gotta fight it. I don't know if it's gonna come here. I know it's gonna make it come here right now. I'm gonna blow up this shit.
And then I'm gonna aura farm while I blow it up.
I'm aura farming. All right, Deck, we see the fit.
We see the fit.
You can kill the monster now.
Oh, that symbol's up again.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, let me hold it just closer.
Might just shut off here.
Full blast.
Let's
wrap up.
Yeah, let's wrap up in case this, and I gotta figure out what's going on with this camera. I like the needle drop rating system of like light numbers or strong numbers. So I want to say I'd give this like a Light. A strong 8. Light 9.
Light 9?
No, strong 8, no 9.
Okay, yeah. I was like, light 9, wow.
Yeah, no, 8. 9's pushing it. 8 is good.
Yeah.
Not really stronger, weak 8. Like, regular 8.
Just like an 8.
An 8.
A solid 8.
A solid 8. Number, and then we can do the 3 words.
Yeah, okay. I also like the strong 8, strong and weak, number 3.
Normal 8.
Okay, so,
strong, weak 8. 3 words. That's, yeah.
Well, no, I was just saying I like your number system. My actual number rating would be, strong 7, weak 8. Would be around mine. Because it was a good movie. It was a good movie. F*** the androids. And that's my 3 words, by the way. F*** the androids.
Bro's a hater.
That's my 3 words.
Fuck the androids, that's your 3 words?
Yeah, I said it, yeah.
Wow.
Said in love. He took away my introspective space hunting movie.
Oh god, what are my 3 words? Would it make sense to say disappointing but enjoyable?
Yeah. No, okay. Yeah. Because that's also... That would be my non-joke answer. Mm-hmm. Would be disappointing but enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because I definitely had fun watching it.
I enjoyed it. It could have been better, but I enjoyed it. So disappointing but enjoyable.
Yeah. Sorry that the compliment section of this video is
so short.
So short because the camera is actively overheating.
This movie sucks.
Thank you guys so much for watching. That was our review of Predator Badlands. Let me know what you thought. In the comments, give me your 3 words. Give me your solid number, soft number. You know what we just did.
Soft, hard, or regular number.
Yeah. And let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.